Hello everyone. I want to discuss the Dinosaur National Monument and the Skinwalker Ranch connections. J. Curtis Sinclair, a prior curator for the Dinosaur Natural History Museum, was once quoted as saying, "One site is believed to depict astronomical objects and what have been called space-helmeted figures." The quote came out of the book Canyon Country Prehistoric Rock Art. If you visited the national park, you immediately understand why he said this. I would also add that some of the petroglyphs look like the desert archaic people of the Fremont culture must have read a lot of Greek mythology books. There appear to be figures depicted in the rock art matching ancient Greek writers' descriptions of strange and unusual beasts and other creatures. What appears to be ancient Ogham script is found throughout Utah, especially in northeastern Utah. We've heard the oral traditions by multiple tribes in North and Central America that an ancient Gaelic people were here at multiple times in the early Common Era. Would white men that had reddish brown hair, being 6 feet tall and taller, have qualified as giants in that time period? Would the need to mine for certain materials such as copper and gold required those people from across the Atlantic to go out in search of specific metals? This is considered a Fremont culture carving. Many times you see many dots carved into anthropomorphic figures or near it. Is it a script hiding text and meaning? You also see what appears to be a constant telling of larger figures dominating smaller anthropomorphic figures, often taking heads as trophies. Was there a war going on between two factions? One of standard North American size 1,000+ years ago and a group tall in stature? This too is a Fremont carving. The anthropomorphic figures are often depicted with horns, large bodies, sometimes 6 digits on hands and feet. Sometimes they have 6 fingers with largely drawn feet. Were these people depicting giants? Were the giants humans of large stature or a completely different being? There could be a code or language embedded in these petroglyphs. There are many similarities to what is seen in Olmec and Mayan artifacts, stelae, and murals. The script may have purposely been encrypted into anthropomorphic figures. Shields appear to be family or band name, semicircles, lines, and dots, numbers, just like many Mesoamerican cultures. Remember, don't think in our style of record keeping and date keeping. That's not how it was done on this side of the world. The symbol on the circle, or what many believe is a shield, is most important in this petroglyph. Information has been embedded in the rock art, hidden in plain sight. I believe this is a clan, band, or tribal name, how a person or group was identified in the area, once again Fremont style. Whomever the Fremont really started out as and remains a mystery. We classify them as desert archaic people along with the plethora of other unknown peoples. Many patterns continue to show up in the rock art that strangely resembles script writing and other archaic forms of a written language. All over the basin, you have several geometric symbols and anthropomorphic figures that look similar, if not identical. When this occurs, I log them to mean that the artists were creating the same person, place, or event. It's also possible that this could have visually been seen by separate artists, or they heard the same story or old tradition. It's possible they carved history, a story, or a warning into the rocks. The Green River cuts through the National Monument. It's one of the main reasons that so many different cultures and their people gathered in this area in the past. The river was life. Rock shelters, caves, and other types of cavities are throughout the area. They provided much needed shelter to the desert archaic people and those before and after they were here. Lookout point opportunities. Rock structures perfect for the Fremont or earlier groups to have carved or painted directions and instructions for future individuals coming into the area. This location is Swelter's Shelter in the National Monument. It's a large shelter that has been opened to the public by the Park Service. There are history plaques to read and places to stop and sit, to take in the ancient knowledge of the ancestors. The petroglyphs and a couple of pictographs are truly bizarre in nature. Some of the anthropomorphic figures look like the creatures are being seen and discussed at Skinwalker Ranch and the areas located around the ranch. The ranch itself is not too far away from this site. The same cultures found in the National Monument were at the mesa and ranch during the same period. Same type petroglyphs are found on Skinwalker Ranch and around it. The anthropomorphic and zoomorphic Fremont figures are anything but typical. They depict nothing about day-to-day life and living. This was common for cultures found in Utah. What was going on that these people decided to record this for history and not day-to-day typical life? This fits with phenomena seen in and around Skinwalker Ranch. Maybe it's best to call it the Uinta Basin phenomena. Does high strangeness go back deeper into the past than what is currently believed about the area? I believe we should be talking about thousands of years of high strangeness versus 100 years or less. This specific part of the shelter has interested me for years and was one of the reasons I began to look into the area for magnetic and electromagnetic anomalies. This site, along with other sites in Dinosaur National Monument and at Dry Fork Canyon, is the reason I searched out the unusual in the area years ago and found out that Skinwalker Ranch was nearby. My initial interests on the Uinta Basin had zero to do with Skinwalker Ranch. My Native American research led me to the ranch and other locations in the higher Uinta Mountains. I understand all interpretations are subjective. Only the artist that created the rock art knew the precise meaning of what was drawn. But based upon design I see here, anthropomorphic figure type, and strange phenomena that happened in the past and currently, I offer two possibilities of interpretation. One, we are seeing an interdimensional portal form based upon magnetic anomalies in the area, located using multiple type magnetometers and strange occurrences to an analog compass. That's kind of what caught my attention. Or two, a plasma event took place and interesting beings came out of the plasma event, or they were attracted into it. This is a worked and finished altar or seat created in front of the shelter. It appears to have been turned into this a long time ago. So let's leave Swelter's Shelter and head farther east into the monument site. Once we cross the Green River, we come to massive rock walls that have been covered in the ancient art. Many of the anthropomorphic figures have what look to be decorated tunics or breastplates. The symbols many times appear to be a mixture of geometric shapes, lines, and dots. Does this show a name and dates or time? That would be similar to what is seen in Mesoamerica and other parts of the world in the ancient records. Many of the rock formations have history carved into them. I believe that the history being told about the desert archaic people of this area and other locations are old and outdated, a product of the 19th and 20th century anthropologist. This needs to be updated. The dates in history are older, and they appear to be telling us about things that would have anthropologists tell you that I'm full of BS. But like I said, everyone must form their own opinion. There are only two things known that are for sure about rock art. One is location. That cannot change. The other is figure type, meaning it can be geometrical, anthropomorphic, or zoomorphic. Only the artist knows for sure what it all means. I'm not here to change anyone's mind or sound all woo-woo on them. I only presenting alternate endings and challenging the standard. I believe the standard is wrong, and I want to share the data points I've collected. Some of that data is scientific and it's repeatable, like the magnetic field findings. Others are subjective. But guess what? Most of what anthropologists have said about the past and what many believe is science-based is the opinion of one or two people They're subjective opinions passed down from one supposed expert to another. Challenge what you're told. I'm fine with those that do not accept what I'm saying. We can agree to disagree. Cub Creek petroglyphs are found within the monument, miles away from Swelter Shelter on the other side of the Green River. What I've seen and recorded at this site is pretty perplexing. I've worked at this location and collected data for years. I have formed my belief as to what it all means. If you look closely, there appears to be something like Ogham script. I believe part of the rock art is a written language. I also believe cosmology and astronomy are built into the rock history. Then there's the anomalous glyph that I've tied to what is occurring at Skinwalker Ranch. If you are interested in that directly, I have a presentation on my YouTube channel that goes into the glyph. As a matter of fact, I've covered this paranormal event in several of my discussions, so I don't want to make it front and center here. I just want you to know it appears that an object is in the sky projecting something into the heavens. Notice the older carvings below this phenomenon in the sky. There are dots placed into shapes. This is similar to ancient script writings from around the world. This also appears to show how important the site was, that history continued to be carved into the stone archives. Here's a close-up of what I believe is a form of writing. Also interestingly, the script looks like that undecipherable Rongo-Rongo system of glyph writing from Eastern Ireland. Please compare the two after the video if you're not familiar with this. A different perspective, and one other comment. Again, subjective, are portal glyphs. I personally believe portals are magnetic fields that contact electromagnetic fields and create charged particles. I've pushed this for years. If you know anything about electron diffusion regions, this is what I'm meaning. I believe the one symbol I've pointed out here to mean or be a portal glyph. I believe this because it's found at many sites on the Uinta Basin, with other rock art showing a movement of creatures in and out of other glyphs below or around the symbol. This is what appears to potentially be taking place above the triangle at Skinwalker Ranch and near the ancient Native American stone circle up on the mesa. Remember, I've been to the triangle and collected transient magnetic field readings taking place in that location. Then we again have a Native American connection at the site up on the mesa. Why can what is happening now not have also happened in the past? Again, what I believe is a form of writing. I believe it's embedded into the art, a code of knowledge, if you will. Too many similarities with Ogham, Rongo-Rongo, and other forms of ancient writing. This is at a massive rock art panel that goes on and on at the monument. This panel must be thought about in its entirety. It's telling a story or capturing an event. Some appears to be writing. Others are strange beings that appear to capture the attention of animals in the area. Unfortunately, time has taken a toll on the ancient history. The elements and people are making us lose knowledge. These shapes are in order, well established, and present themselves comparable to a page in a book. Are we looking at a form of unknown writing? This panel goes on for 100 plus feet. A close-up of an unusual geometric shape, one I have seen nowhere else. I feel that the artist was hiding information or embedding the information inside an anthropomorphic figure. Look at the big picture, then dissect it. Pull out each carving and notice they match other scripts such as Ogham, Mayan, and even cuneiform writing. This carving resembles how some ancient people displayed a gateway or entrance to other worlds, heavens and hells. A different lighting to help see the petroglyph. In the end, I believe that what happened in the past continues to happen on the Uinta Basin in the present. What could have been seen in the sky above Dinosaur National Monument could easily have been seen throughout a good portion of the basin, including where Skinwalker Ranch is now located. Please remember, I'm presenting data I've collected for years. My views, I know, are subjective. No one knows what the rock art means except the creators. What I do ask is that you look at all the parts as a whole first, before breaking it all down one by one. This way you can see the Uinta Basin as a paranormal hotspot. One I believe is due to transient magnetic and electromagnetic fields. This happens all over the world. It is the place where we find ancient megalithic structures and oral traditions of the unusual taking place in areas that have always attracted many cultures and civilizations, including what I believe were living gods to the ancient ancestors. Who or what the gods were remains to be determined. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I will continue to discuss my findings. Take care, everyone.